Famous state doctor Hitch said, 60% of all human communication is nonverbal, or body language. 30% is your tone. So that means that 90% of what you're saying ain't coming out of your mouth. From our readings, it further clarifies that body language and tone make up 93% of what we're saying. So if we're just paying attention to the words, we're missing out on nearly all communication. So much of what we communicate is expressed in simple body language. Today, I'm going to go over some basic body language signs and then talk about how we can use body language to improve our lives. So I want you to think about a couple actions of people. First one, slumped shoulders. What does it mean? It's usually a sign of a lack of confidence. Compare that with someone standing up straight, shoulders back. They're full of confidence. When someone's touching their face, specifically their nose, it usually conveys disbelief, rejection, or lying. Overbearing eye contact can be confusing because it means a few things. It can mean attraction. It could be someone trying to intimidate you, or it could be someone trying to lie and convince you of their truthfulness. Looking up to the left with their eyes, someone trying to remember something. If they're looking up and to the right, that means that they're using a creative side of their mind. They're making up a story and lying to you. If they're pulling their ear, they're making a decision, but they're indecisive. They haven't decided fully. If they touch their chin or their beard, they're deep in thought. If they have their arms folded or crossed, they're putting a barrier of protection in between them and you. They're being defensive and they disagree. Someone starts to bite their nails, they're stressed or nervous. Start drumming their fingers, it's impatience. If they're rubbing their hands, they're excited. And something else that you should pay attention to is where their feet are at. It doesn't matter if they're sitting or standing, their feet are going to be pointed at wherever their interest is at. So why did I just discuss all those? It's important for reading other people, but it's also important for conveying messages about yourself, because that's what people are going to see. We want to make sure that we are using body language to the best of our abilities to communicate a positive message. Positive body language includes things like appropriate eye contact, active engagement and listening, having an open and forward posture, or mirrored, so mirroring whatever the person next to you is doing. Studies show that people who use positive body language are more likable, competent, persuasive, and possess higher amounts of emotional intelligence. And here's how. The first way, when we adjust our body language, it improves our attitude because it has a powerful impact on our hormones. It increases testosterone. When you think of testosterone, it's easy to focus on sports, competition, manliness. But testosterone is so much more than that. It improves your confidence and causes other people to see you as more trustworthy and positive. It decreases cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone that impedes performance and creates negative health effects over long term. Decreasing cortisol levels minimizes stress and enables you to think more clearly, particularly in difficult and challenging situations. If you combine these two factors, they're both good by themselves, but add them together, it's a powerful combination that's typically seen among people in positions of power. This combination creates the confidence and clarity of mind that are ideal for dealing with tight deadlines, tough decisions, and massive volumes of work. Body language has a special place in my heart. In middle school, I developed bad shoulders, and so people would always assume that I had no confidence. And so I had to work very hard to correct that. I didn't realize how much of an impact that had on the message that I was sharing with people. It makes you, good body language makes you more likable. In a study, observers watched the interaction between doctors and their patients. It's a study by Tufts University. No sound and just watching the body language, observers were able to positively guess how the patient's interactions were, how their experience was, and what doctors got sued. It also conveys competence. In a Princeton study, researchers found that the observers only needed 1 second of a clip to see if a senator or governor was well liked enough or was competent enough to be elected. People only needed to see 1 second of that. We often think of body language as a result of our attitude or how we feel. This is true, but psychologists have also known that the reverse is true. Changing your body language changes your attitude. Body language is easy to read, as we talked about at the beginning. You just have to be paying attention for it.